Good morning and welcome to Mayor's Weekly. We're pleased to have you with us today. And joining me today is Carmen Harris, who looks after our senior center. And we all know what COVID has done to everybody's business operation, and certainly it's had a major impact on the city as we had to pretty much shut down many of the programs that we have going in our city. And to get these programs back up and going, it's not like flipping a toggle switch. There's work that has to be done, prepping facilities, and you can't really appreciate that until you're there handling those things. Our natatorium and our senior center, which is a great program and touches many people, and Carmen does a tremendous job in running that facility. But Carmen, I know you've been anxious to get back open, and finally we have the green light to move in that direction. And would you share with us some of the things that you've been doing, and when you think you'll have the senior center back open? I know some of the things you've done.
We've done a lot even during this time close, just preparing for what the state requires us to do to reopen. So as the senior center reopens, we will be going back to normal hours in operation, but in a whole different way to be able to operate functionally and safely. So we've remodeled a lot of stuff. We do now have the meal program that the state offers through M4A.
Let me enter the meal program, and you were played a big role in making this happen. Are we talking about Meals on Wheels?
It's very similar to Meals on Wheels.
But we had that in that based in the police facility down there, and older facility, and to bring that to your facility, which is new and commercial grade kitchen equipment and that sort of thing, and it's just made it more functional. Is that right?
It's a lot more functional, and I think we're able to serve a lot more people the way we're doing now. Unfortunately, the state still only allows us to serve drive-through or delivery, and we don't really deliver that much unless it's in a small 1-mile radius of the center. But the pickup we do from 10:30 to 12 o'clock, and it's a hot meal. There's mostly a meat, 2 vegetables, a milk, and a dessert. It's anyone's eligible from 65 and older. There's no charge. They do ask a donation because they put it back into the meal program, and so we're glad to have that program.
Right. Well, that was a positive move and brought efficiency to what we're doing, and staff at the senior center able to pitch in and be a part and make that happen. So it's those kind of things that have made a great contribution to making our city operations more efficient, consequently getting more mileage out of our money, and that's something that we all ought to do, and I commend you for that. And but that was something that I wanted to touch on, so let me let you continue what you're sharing with us.
Yeah, that's one of the new things. We're continuing on our art classes. We have 2 graphic designers coming in May and June to teach art classes to the seniors. It's a little bit different that we do have to sign up for these classes because we do have to make sure we're able to fit enough people into the classroom, be spaced 6 feet apart. Some of the classes they're doing 2 Vincent van Gogh paintings, water paintings, floral art, pencil still art. And then we decided, since we've been so used to we can't gather so much in the same vicinity, close together, we've started a new walking club. So each Tuesday at 9 o'clock we'll meet at a city park, because a lot of people don't know all the parks the city has to offer, and hopefully from there we'll just start by walking a half a mile, and our hope is that seniors will make new friends and want to visit these parks outside of just our time, but use it at be more interested in seeing what the city has to offer. A lot of people didn't know, like the Eagles Nest Park, North Jasper. So that's a new program we're starting because it can be outside. And then we're luckily, Shades Crest in Lakewood, we called to let them know that we're opening in May. And they jumped right back on our schedule and want to start back doing bingos and penny auctions. And there's no charge to that. They're generous enough to bring door prizes to pass out to our seniors. So we're glad to have the doors back open.
Well, Carmen, on the graphic design, that's something I know almost nothing about. So we have, I heard you say maybe 2 graphic designers that come in, and a senior comes to our facility, and I know nothing about painting, and do they help them learn how to do it?
They
What
start
goes
from
on
the
there?
very first step. We don't charge for that. We just ask you bring your own supplies. We don't offer the supplies because, again, that's one of the things the state's not allowing us to hand out supplies. You do have to have your own, so we're not passing things back and forth. But they start at the very beginning step and help you work through it. It is a group class, but they pause to give individual instruction, help you work through it, and help work through that painting. So you don't have to have any know-how or where to begin. I sure wouldn't. I'm not an artist. But I've seen a lot of the seniors in the past, they come in here with no knowledge on what even paint to buy. And before they leave with a beautiful painting that they've done themselves and learn that they have a new hobby that they enjoy.
Yeah. How long does the class last?
These last about 4 to 5 hours.
Is it a one-shot thing, or is
It's
it?
now we're doing, it used to be we would do a painting for a month.
Yeah.
And you would have your scheduled day to come. Now these classes, they're a little bit smaller, so they'll last 4 to 5 hours. There'll be breaks, of course, but you'll finish that painting before you leave that day.
So you come in at ground zero and have a finished paint in
That's
5
right.
hours?
Mm-hmm. So we have
I'm
the
not going
paint
to do that
jobs.
because I can imagine what
You never know. I think everybody's impressed when they get there. They're like, I can do it. And that's what something we, as the employees, try to do. We offer that you're never too old to start learning something new.
Well, something I know you've put a lot of time in, and is another area that I don't know much about is ceramics, and you have molds and that sort of, and you've been doing a lot of work there.
Yeah, this summer, about a month ago, we were donated all brand-new molds to the Senior Center, and so we are excited. We're hoping real soon we can open that up, but we've had the same molds for so long, everybody's going to get to enjoy new pieces they've never got to create before. And we do that from we pour it all the way to firing it to your finished product.
Well, one of our seniors comes to the facility, and I know you or somebody's hands-on in an instructional mode for those folks, and they pick out, well, I would like to do this, do that, whatever, and you help them with it. And
We pour it, and by pouring I mean there's ceramic clay we pour into a mold, and then we have to dump it, and it takes about 2 hours for that mold to form. But then we teach them from the process of cleaning it, trimming it up, taking it out, and then there's to the next time they come, the next week, their scheduled time, it'll be a piece ready for them to start painting on. And then after that class, we'll fire it, and when they get back the next time, they either can put a glaze on it or it's a finished product already that they have.
now, the whatever the project, I'll call it, is some clay or some material goes into a mold that comes out. Does it have to be fired immediately, or?
It has to dry. It has to be dried and cleaned. Those can stay like that for as long as you don't drop it. It can stay like that until it's ready. There's no
Okay.
specific time.
And then if you put it in a kiln or whatever and fire it, how long does that take?
It takes about 8 hours, the firing process, to even the cooling. We can't get it out of the kiln until it's completely cooled. So mostly that's when we say there's a week time. You're scheduled once a week. That way it gives us time to get everybody's fired, cooled, and back to them in that time.
Now, am I correct in saying that the doors swing open on May 12th? Is that right? That's what you're shooting for?
Yes, we actually opened the doors yesterday for people to come in, get their admission forms, which there's no charge to the admission forms. That's just us to have the personal information in case there's a problem, and receive the policy and procedures, and pick up our monthly calendar. So come next Monday, we'll begin classes.
Now, there are still restrictions out there, COVID-driven. Talk about those restrictions that remain, Carmen, that you have to comply with.
We have to ask if you are not in the same family household to stay 6 feet apart. We are required to encourage you to wear a mask. We can't make you wear a mask, but we are encouraging it for the senior safety. After every activity, we do sanitize very well, and upon entering the building, the state requires us to have a temperature check.
Well, Carmen and I have been to your facility on numerous occasions, and some of those times were around holiday lunches, that sort of thing, and pre-COVID, and I know it'll return to that. Obviously, you serve a lot of people. How many people in the course of I don't know how you measure, week, month, or whatever, utilize the senior center, have you seen historically?
Yeah, we serve about 25 a day is the minimal. Yesterday we had 28 people come through the center just ready to pick up the calendar, see the changes we've made, get the new rules, and just really get signed up for activities. So we have groups that come in that they like to come at the same day, and then we have individuals that say, hey, we want to come every day. We want to be active. We want to know what's going on in the community.
So would it be reasonable to say we might have 25 different folks today? Or no?
Yeah, we'll absolutely have 25 different folks today.
Okay. And I know this, the doors open. You don't have to live in the city to come to the center, do you?
No, we're very fortunate. A lot of senior centers require you to live in the same city or county, and we do not. We have our doors open and welcome you to Jasper. And if you're a member of Jasper, we want you to enjoy our facilities. I think we have a great place, a newer facility, and we have a great group of senior citizens that want to be friendly and want to be out in the community and involved.
Well, I know pre-COVID, I was talking with a friend of mine that lives out in Curry, and his mom lives in Curry, and he was telling me about how much she enjoyed coming to the senior center. A lot going on there, Carmen. How many folks you have helping you and run the center?
Well, right now we just had one retire, so we're down to 2, but luckily our park and rec maintenance crew help us out on all the additional stuff we need, but me and Renita Waldrop are the ones kind of running the activities right now.
Okay, good. Well, it's a tremendous offering for our senior citizens in this city, and outside of if you're working on a project or something, you may buy the materials for that, but just to come there and be a part of it, the city doesn't charge a thing.
No cost.
Right. That's in my opinion a good expenditure of taxpayer dollars to help our seniors. And so Carmen, I wish you the best and getting the doors back open. As we talked about some of our ball fields, we talked about the natatorium. I asked for your patience. It's not like flipping a switch. There'll probably be some glitches as we work to get back open, but be understanding that COVID has greatly altered how we do things, what we were doing, and brought many things to a halt. But we are pleased that our seniors are taking advantage of the senior center. If you've not been there, it is a very nice facility over in the area of Swan Gym, one of our newer facilities here in the city, and it is extremely nice. So if you get a chance, go by, take a look. Carmen will be there to welcome you, show you around what's happening there. Next week, as it stands now, we'll probably give you an update on the city operates on a fiscal year. That fiscal year begins on the first day of October and ends on the last day of September. We're just now past mid-year in fiscal year 2021. I'll probably have Kathy Shamlish join me, and give you an update on some of the things that we're doing and how we're faring financially. I will tell you that your city is doing extremely well. We're seeing growth. We're on the radar screen of a number of folks, both retail and commercial, and the future looks really bright at this point. Certainly things could derail that, but I don't think that'll happen. So if you have an interest in how your city is doing financially and what we see as opportunities that lie ahead for us, hope you'll join us next week. As always, we appreciate you being with us. We welcome your questions. If you send them our way, we'll have a prompt answer for you. And so thank you for being with us today, and we'll look forward to having you next week. Thank you.